Let's get into our weekly headlines segment and welcome Stephanie Ironson, TV and movie editor at Elite Daily. Hi there.
Hi, thank you for having me.
It's so nice to have you.
I'm excited to be here.
I love that this is going to be a one-on-one because we have a lot of pop culture to get into. It was a very, very busy Friday morning. Lots going on. First up, yesterday we finally saw the first teaser trailer for the live-action Aladdin movie. The eagerly anticipated movie is starring Will Smith as the genie. He put a picture on Instagram as the genie and getting fans excited. Let's watch the trailer.
Only one may enter here. One whose worth lies far within. The diamond in the rough.
Am I still the biggest kid? I got goosebumps watching that. It brought me back to my childhood. Stephanie, what did you think?
It's so good. It starts off with Iago the bird flying down, going into the Cave of Wonders, and it has that like powerful punch of the You Never Friend.
Right.
And it just brings in like adults, kids, every part of the demographic is going to be drawn to this movie.
Yeah, I mean, it's filled with wonderment, if you can use that word with that. Aladdin is only one of the live-action movies Disney is rolling out. The Lion King, Mulan, and The Little Mermaid are also in productions. Which movies are you excited most for?
I think The Lion King. I think it's the most star-studded cast of like the decade.
Can you list some of the people that are in it?
Beyonce, Donald Glover, Seth Rogen,
Wow.
Billy Eichner. I mean, the music alone is going to be everything.
Phenomenal.
And yeah, it's going to be so good.
What's interesting too is like we've seen a lot of Disney go to Broadway and now it's coming to the screen. And for me, I'm most excited. And I'm also going to shout out Katy Perry, who is our producer for Bold Life. And she's also most excited for The Little Mermaid and how they're going to do that and what elements they're going to bring into, because that's going to be a task in itself to create this underwater world.
For sure. And there's been so many casting rumors surrounding that. Zendaya is like one of the front runners, I think, right now for Ariel. So that would be so cool, just how they're going to recreate that and really make it a whole other world.
My hermit crab growing up when I was 8 was named Sebastian. So that's where my like fandom comes from. And I once dyed my hair like the bright color of Ariel. And the biggest compliment I've received in my life, which says a lot. A little girl at an ice cream parlor was like, "You look just like Ariel the mermaid." I was like, "You angelic child." It was World Mental Health Day this week here at Bold Life. We care about mental health awareness and getting rid of the stigma around these kinds of conversations. Stephanie, what does this day mean to you?
I think it's incredible. I think destigmatizing mental health issues across the board is so important for millennials, for adults, for young children. And even my own Instagram feed was filled with celebrities speaking out about their own issues with mental health, and even friends of mine just talking about not being alone and kind of moving forward and making it part of the mainstream conversation.
It's interesting that you brought up celebrities because Selena Gomez, unfortunately, allegedly had an emotional breakdown. She suffers with an autoimmune disease, lupus, and had some complications, and it caused her to kind of have a difficult time. She has spoken out in the past about dealing with mental health. How powerful do you think it is that celebrities use their platform and their voice to raise awareness about these issues?
I think it's extremely important. And Selena Gomez hasn't commented on this alleged stint that she's having, but her friends and family, the reports are all that they're so supportive of her. And I think it just makes people feel less alone when even their role models who they idolize and look up to are going through tough times.
Yeah.
And yeah.
I do see more of a conversation, even amongst my own friends and I. After I had a baby, they give you a postpartum screening. It's very normal, and they check in and they ask you, to do this scale to see how you're feeling. But what I thought was interesting, it wasn't only the medical community checking in on new moms and saying, like, how are you doing? Like, yes, this isn't just all about your baby. This is about your mental health and your emotional well-being. But I had so many of my girlfriends that were moms that were just like, are you okay? Like, how are you feeling? Are you having baby blues? What's going on? And I thought this conversation never happened in my mom's generation. So I think we're bringing it more to the forefront, which is really important.
For sure. And TV is doing the same thing too. With ABC's A Million Little Things, the conversation around it is people quietly suffer. And it's important to ask your friends and stay in touch with that. This Is Us too focuses on panic disorders and anxiety and overeating, and it has all of that tied in, which is also important that it's part of the conversation.
Once we kind of accept and realize that just the journey of life is really difficult and really hard, and the more we can just check in with our friends and our family and loved ones and just say, hey, how are you doing? And instead of just having it be like a blanket statement, like, how are you? Good, fine. Sometimes take that extra minute and really say, no, how are you doing?
Yeah,
it does
absolutely.
matter. Another headline this week was the premiere of season 9 of The Walking Dead. The zombie apocalypse show actually had low ratings, losing almost half of its audience compared to last season. So we have to ask, are we over The Walking Dead? This is kind of shocking.
Yeah, I think it is. It's been a 9-season show. I think when they killed off Glenn, it lost a lot of viewership, as Grey's Anatomy did when Derek died, and shows kind of have that pattern.
Yeah.
But I think at its core, The Walking Dead is a zombie show. And I think now in the TV landscape, a lot of shows need a secondary element or need a primary element where the zombies come secondary and the violence comes secondary. So I think that has to do with it as well.
So it's zombie fatigue in a way?
I think so. I think you could describe it like that.
Okay. Well, on a happy note, as we get over the zombie apocalypse, in other TV news, Princess Eugenie's wedding was this morning. Did you tune in?
Yes.
Okay. She is the Queen's granddaughter, just in case you don't follow the royals, and her wedding streamed live this morning at 4 a.m. East Coast time. Were you excited about this wedding, maybe on the same level as the Meghan Markle Prince Harry wedding?
I think it's a little bit different because Meghan Markle is American.
Right.
So there was such a buzz about that, and I watched Suits, so I loved her on Suits, and it had that added element. But the fashion of it all, and it's a different wedding than anywhere else you'll ever see. So it's like a spectacle.
It is, totally. And she had the most beautiful emerald crown, Princess Eugenie. She really looked like a full-fledged princess to me. She really did. What was the best moment for you?
Honestly, seeing her dress. And she spoke out about it afterwards, or they commented on why she chose that dress, and it had an open back. She had scoliosis surgery when she was younger, and she wanted her scar to show. So I thought that was like one of the coolest things from any bride to hear.
Usually, especially if you watch, like, Say Yes to the Dress, so many brides are like, no, I want to cover, I think I have big hips, or whatever the issue is, in their minds, I should say. And I love that she's embracing everything, including something that she might have maybe wanted to conceal in the past.
Absolutely.
So that's cool.
Yeah,
for,
it was really cool.
Yeah, young girls and older girls to see across the world. The American Music Awards were also this week. There was a moving tribute to Aretha Franklin. Also, Sarah brought out Missy Elliott for an amazing performance. Stephanie, what did you think of the night?
It was a great night. I think it was just performance after performance after performance that were all done so well. And it felt like you were there. I think this Aretha Franklin tribute was the best one that Hollywood has done so far.
Really?
Yeah, I just thought it was very powerful. Her granddaughter was in the audience. And I thought it was really well done and more powerful than the VMAs tribute and some of the other ones that have surfaced.
Yeah, and some tributes in the past have kind of been, like you said, not executed as well as this one was. So it was nice to see it done and paid in the right way. Lastly, before we go, we have Janet Varney, who is the star and creator of the Fortune Rookie. Sorry, the Fortune Rookie, and she plays the psychic. Do you believe in psychics?
I do.
You do?
I do, yeah.
So
My mom went to one a while ago. And I think I didn't want to know everything because I'd rather keep some things in the dark, but I believe in it.
All right. This is interesting. We're going to see what we think of it after we have her on. Thanks so much for joining us, Stephanie Ironson from Elite Daily.